Hi guys, so today I'll be showing you how to do an oil change on a 2013 Prius, and most likely it's going to be pretty much the same, on all the Priuses up to date. But just to give you a general overview, so this is my oil cap. It takes 0W20. This is on the cap. Make sure you don't use any other oil. This is the engine oil dipstick, that tells you the level of the oil. And as you can see, the color of the oil mine is due for replacement. So what I do is I put synthetic mobile oil in there, and that lasts me about 10,000 miles, which is fairly decent. And so what we're gonna do is go underneath and drain the oil. But before that, you need to put your car on the ramp like this, just to give you some height so you can go under, since this car is a little bit lower. So we're gonna go under the car, and I'll show you. So now we're under the car, and make sure you have a pan ready. For the tool, you need a number 14 wrench, and that will help you open up the lug. And to get to the lug, it's this cover right here. That there are two tabs. One is over here, which is broken in my car. The other one is here. So all you have to do is just pull it from the top, and it kind of comes off. And over here, this is your drain plug, and this thing right here is your filter. So the filter just kind of opens up from there. You need a tool to open up that filter, and then this is your drain plug. You can also use a wrench to open up that filter cover. So we're gonna go ahead and undo this. I'm gonna drain all the oil, and then once the oil is drained, I'm gonna remove the filter. So I like to do it in that sequence so you don't end up gushing oil all over the place. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and unscrew that. Okay, as you can see, the oil is draining. Let it drain. I normally leave it there for a couple of minutes, and let it drain as much as it can. Just be careful so you don't end up spilling it outside. So make sure we keep moving your case, and I'll just give it a few minutes and let it drain all out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and remove that filter. So while your oil is draining, you want to make sure you open up this cap and pull this out as well. It's kind of tight on me. There you go. And this kind of gives it that circulation, or at least air in the system, so everything gets drained properly. There's no oil left due to suction. I also removed this filter. So for you to remove this oil filter, you need to have this tool. And this you can pick up from eBay for like $5, or any auto parts store. But without that, it's going to be almost impossible, because you can't really grip this whole thing with anything. So with that said, we can go ahead and change that filter. This is the genuine Toyota filter I'm using. Since I plan to keep the car for a while, I ordered them in bulk, and I get a little bit cheaper price in bulk. And this O-ring goes on top of that, this right here, and that's the only O-ring that we have. And then we're just gonna slide in the filter, and we should be good to go. Okay, so I installed this in there. There is no up or down way or right way to put this filter, so it doesn't really matter how you flip it. I replaced the O-ring. One tip I'm going to give you: make sure you just dab your finger into an old oil or new oil, and just lubricate that O-ring all the way through, because if you don't, it possibly may leak. So it's always a good habit to make it wet with the or get the oil across on that O-ring. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this and reinstall it back on the car. So what I did was I hand tightened this. I'm going to put this the filter in there and hand tightened, and once it was kind of like tight enough, I put this just regular one behind this, and start tightening inside underneath the car. Apologize, couldn't show you guys. It was kind of tight, doing it with both hands. But one tip I'm going to give you is probably a good idea to put some lube inside, not a whole lot, just a tad bit, so it comes off easy, I think. So there is my new filter installed, and it's still dripping. Now some people could be OCD and just let it drain all the way, or you can it's enough for you to go ahead and close it. And but I have some other stuff to do, so I think I'm going to be a little OCD today and just let it drain out whatever comes off of it, and then we're going to fill it up. Okay, so the bolt is back in, and I cleaned up the oil pan and everything, if there were any drips, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put this flat back and put this connector back on, and we should be good to go and start pouring the new oil. So guys, this is the mobile oil that I use. 0W20 is the advanced fuel economy. This is recommended for the Toyota Prius. It's a full synthetic oil. This lasts me about 10,000 miles. So I'm going to go ahead and put 4.4 quart in the car. Since I replaced the filter, that is what it calls for, 4.4 with the filter. If you're not replacing the filter, it will be 4.1 quart. But I highly recommend you replacing the filter because it's a cheap insurance. You definitely don't want to be reusing the old filter all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and pour 4.4 quarts of this gallon. This one you can pick it up from Walmart. Okay, I put 4.4 quarts from here, and when I was pouring, I had this pulled up a little bit, and once that is done, just make sure your level is good. So as you can see, it should be between these two dotted dots, and make sure your car is parked at a level surface. Make sure you wipe it off and then test it a few times, which I already did, and it looks like the level is good. So we are complete with the oil change, guys. That's all it is required. Make sure before you start the engine this is nice and tight. So if you're changing the oil, you may have this maintenance required light on, and how to reset this light, click on the link in my description below. That will show you how you can get rid of this light. Hopefully you like the video. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel and like the video. Thank you.